Hey guys, what is going on? GageGrizzly here, and we are back with another New World video. And today I'm just going to be going over my gear and talent tree for the worm. So this is going to be for Rapier DPS, not using flourish and finish. And the purpose of this build is to keep maximum bleed on the worm and to continue applying bleed for the flourish and finish player. Also, it's going to provide the hardest hitting bleed for that player because you're using evade with it. So let me go over the gear first. So this is the rapier I'm using. A Abyss rapier would be one that has either keen on it, keenly empowered is okay, and there's some other good ones as well that have a third perk. But this is going to be perfect for this setup. The gem is honestly up to you and your team depending on what you're running. For what I was supposed to be running is a full-on diamond that wasn't a ruined glass, but this is what I just ended up having for that fight. The next weapon I'm using is the ice gauntlet. So a better option for this one would be to have Bane and the pylon perk, and then also another perk would have been probably vicious or keen. So in this setup I was actually using ice shower, ice storm, and pylon. I didn't end up using the ice gauntlet very much other than for the scorpion, just because I was focusing on applying as much damage and bleed with the rapier. Detonate was my heart ruin that I was using just for that added damage. We did do the melee stamina break, so we already had people that were running the firestorm cleanse, which is right here. So if you firestorm on everyone, it'll actually cleanse the acid burn. So since we have a ranged tank, there's honestly no point to be running Jaspers. So I went ahead and threw on full chitin paddings onto my gear, just so I could have maximum acid resistance during the scorpion phase. I could still jump into the pools if I needed to. So I went full chitin padding. So this is the amulet I'm using. It's got a refreshing evasion on it, which I'd rather have refreshing, but this is just what I'm using right now. My ring, I'd rather have thrust damage on it, but again, this is just what I have. Refreshing's really good, and so is keen awareness. This one I'm really mainly using just for refreshing and the refreshing toast. So my setup is 300 dex, 210 int. Once I eat the int food, I just go ahead and take that, and that'll bring me up to that. This is the weapon master I'm using for the ice gauntlet. I know there's different versions with wind chill, ice spike, but this is just what I'm using for my version. And then this is my rapier setup. This is just for using evade and then flurry. So I use evade, a light attack, and then go into flurry whenever I have it. That's going to apply the bleed for the flourish and finish rapier user. And then this is going to, whenever you do evade and you have a flurry up, it's actually going to increase the bleed damage for that flourish and finish player. So this is a good build to have for that player. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer those down in the comments below. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.